Hi, kindergarten. Today you're going to hear a story called The Grasshopper and the Ants. Last week was February, so our calendar said February at the top. But this week it's actually March. Today is Tuesday, March 2nd. Now, we learned about the 4 seasons, winter, spring, summer, autumn, and we said that we were in winter right now. But March is when it switches to spring. So before this month is over, we'll officially be in spring. Ooh, I can't wait. Our vocabulary word for the day is future. Future, say it, future. You might have heard this word before. Future is a time that's going to happen later. So you are going to be a grown-up in the future, but not yet. Our next word is last. Last means to have enough of something for a certain period of time, right? So if you had 100 cookies at your home, you would probably have them last for a long time, right? It would take a long time to eat them all. Last also means at the end. So Z is the last letter in the alphabet. The next word is shivering. Shivering means shaking from the cold, trembling. Yeah. So you learned about the 4 seasons, and you've been hearing a lot from this girl, Annie. But today we are not going to hear from Annie. You're actually going to hear a fable. At the beginning of the year, we spent a lot of time on fables. We heard The Lion and the Mouse, The Dog and His Reflection, The Hare and the Tortoise. Remember, fables are stories that are told from person to person and not written down. A very long time ago in Greece. Greece is a country in Europe, the continent of Europe. There was a man named Aesop who lived in Greece. And he was alive such a long time ago, back when they didn't have storybooks. They just told stories out loud to each other. Aesop was a great storyteller. He was known for collecting and retelling short stories called fables. Remember, fables often have animals as their characters in the story instead of people. And when any animal or thing acts like a person in a story, we call it personification. Personification is when an animal in a story talks and acts like people do. Pretty cool. So, like all fables, Aesop's fables were intended to teach a lesson called the moral of the story. Can you say Aesop? It's a very funny name. Say Aesop. Aesop. Good job. Okay, so the lesson in the story is called a moral, and I want you to listen to hear the moral of today's story, which is called The Grasshopper and the Ants. This story takes place throughout the different seasons of the year. Okay, remember, listen carefully to identify the different seasons and learn what happens in the story. I wonder what lesson the grasshopper is going to learn. Here we go. This is the grasshopper. This is the ant. In a field, on a fine summer's day, a grasshopper was hopping about, singing and dancing and enjoying himself. Nearby, a group of ants was hard at work. They had built their house underground, and they were filling it with food to last them through the long, cold winter ahead. So they were filling the house with lots of food during the summer so that they would have enough to eat throughout the entire winter. "Why not come and play with me?" asked the grasshopper. "Why bother about winter? We have plenty of food now. Come, leave your work. Now's the time to dance and sing." But the ants paid no attention to the grasshopper. They kept working hard, all day and every day. Why do you think the ants are working so hard? But not the grasshopper. All summer long when the ants worked, he jumped about the field and danced and sang. Sometimes he'd sit for hours and listen to the humming of the bees or watch the butterflies flitting about or take long, lazy naps in the warm sun. And when he woke up, he would sing this song. "The summertime's the time for me, for then I'm happy as can be. I watch the butterflies and bees as they fly around as they please. Oh, summertime's the time for me, for I'm as happy as can be." Yes, the grasshopper was a happy fellow, but he never thought about the future. So he never thought about what would happen later in time, in the future. He only thought about what was going to happen right now in the present. One day the grasshoppers woke up and felt a chill in the air. Then he saw the leaves turn red, gold, and brown and fall from the trees. When the days kept getting cooler, and soon the grasshopper saw no butterflies or bees, and the fields where he liked to sing and dance turned bare and hard. Bare means not covered, so the leaves fell off the trees and the grass in the fields died. So what season of the year do you think it is now? It's winter. Soon the cold days of winter were upon him, and the grasshopper was freezing and hungry. He came to the ant's house and knocked on the door. Why do you think the grasshopper is knocking at the ant's door? What do you want? Asked the ant. May I come in and share your food? Asked the grasshopper. What did you do all summer? Asked the ants. Didn't you put away some food to use now? Didn't you save food during the summer to use now? No, said the shivering grasshopper. Remember, shivering means he was shaking from the cold. Just like this. I didn't think of that while I was singing and dancing in the sun. So, said the ants meanly, you sang and danced all summer while we worked. Well, now you can sing and dance while we eat. Was that a nice thing for the ants to say to the grasshopper? Do you think you would have helped the grasshopper if you were the ants? And as the hungry grasshopper walked away, he sang this song. Next time I'll work as well as dance. Then I'll be ready like the ants. Oh my goodness. I hope you liked this story, and please remember to click on the exit ticket below. See you later, kindergarten.